All right, so welcome to my course, Learning Piano for Beatmakers and Producers. In this course, I want to embed in you how to learn the piano as a beat maker, okay? Because learning piano as a classical piano player is a lot different than for us beat makers, okay? So for us beat makers, we're really focused on creating catchy loops, whereas like a classical piano player, they're really focused on always being in time, always learning music theory and all these things. And as a beat maker, you do have to know these things, but since we can edit with our MIDI notes, that's a huge advantage where we don't have to learn piano like as well as like a classical piano player. We just have to know scales, chords, and kind of patterns, allowing us to create catchy loops. So I know for myself, when I first started out making beats, I actually used like my computer typing keyboard, like my QWERTY keyboard. And that was good just to, teach me my music program. But then it kind of got to the point where it's like, hey, well, I want to start creating beautiful piano beats. And in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to learn, music theory, and I'm also gonna learn how to play the piano. I'm mostly self-taught. I did take a few lessons in the beginning from a lady who actually lived down my street, and she broke down how chords and scales worked. And from then on, it just kind of opened my eyes up, and I was able to improvise. So I do know how to read music to an extent, like not at a high caliber level, but again, as a beat maker, it's that knowledge is kind of useless to us. We're creating loops, we're trying to create things that are catchy. So really knowing how to read music doesn't really benefit us. I'm not saying you can't go and do that, but as a beat maker, someone who wants to make really catchy, high quality beats, you want to be able to learn how to improvise, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in our course. So going further, I'm going to be showing you how a piano works, like scales, chords, keys, major, minor. We're going to get into like arpeggios, because arpeggios is a big thing in beat making. It's really good for filling in a track and a lot of emotion. I'm also going to be giving you tips on using like your left hand with your right hand. That was a big thing for me. For example, I was able to play like maybe a chord with my left hand, and then I'd be able to kind of really play with my right hand, but I wasn't really able to blend them together. So over my years, I've kind of found certain ways to play with the left hand to make it blend with your right hand a lot better. And then again, I'm going to be teaching you how to improvise on a piano. That's the biggest thing. And then from there on, it really is up to you to keep practicing every day, or however often you can, so that you can, become better at the piano. So for myself, I've been practicing piano almost every day for the past like 4 years about. I actually did out of town work there for a little bit. And I even bought a piano off of Amazon and had it shipped up to me there, just so I could keep practicing the piano every single night. Because with improvisation, it's kind of one of those things that once you have your eyes opened to just play on a piano, just random stuff, the more you practice, the easier it gets, and you will see, such improvement that it makes you want to keep practicing. And then finally, I'm going to be showing you kind of like popular patterns to get you going for playing like, piano notes to add into loops, whether that be like on every beat or things with like syncopation, just to give you a general idea of, well, what are some kind of popular patterns that I can use to work off of? And then, then it's up to you on how to make it work to be creative for yourself. All right, so that's a general course overview of this course, Piano for Beatmakers and Producers. Hopefully you guys learn a lot, and I really hope that my tips help you become a better beat maker. Again, because we're not trying to be classical piano players, we're trying to learn the piano to make amazing beats, okay? So let's get into the course.